Where do you stand on expelling people from the party for anti-Semitism?
Look, I've only read the reports of that fringe meeting. It's nothing to do with the official Labour Party conference. And if there was Holocaust denial there, these people have no right to be in the Labour Party, and if they are, they should be expelled.
I'm just struggling a little bit because we heard John Ashworth say exactly the same little bit earlier on. Ken Livingstone was not expelled from the Labour Party. Disciplinary panel ruled he should be suspended for bringing the party into disrepute over comments about anti-Semitism, Hitler and Zionism. He suggested that Hitler at one point supported Zionism. He defended another MP who posted an anti-Semitic Facebook post. Why is there one rule for Ken Livingstone and another for other Labour Party members?
Well, when you get these allegations of mispractice, you have to investigate them, and Livingstone was the subject of an investigation. I'm sure that these allegations from the Fringe, which is nothing to do with the Labour Party, will be investigated. Our Conference Arrangements Committee, I'll be talking to my colleagues and friends in the Jewish Labour movement who will obviously be very concerned about this. But let me tell you, it is disgusting to deny the Holocaust. These people are cranks. They have no role in the mainstream of politics, and we certainly don't want them in the Labour Party.
One of the worrying things, it seems to me, and this might be because Jeremy Corbyn is a kind of all-inclusive, very PC kind of guy, wants everyone to have the right to say what they want to say and so on. The Holocaust Educational Trust suggested that in the 2 years since Jeremy Corbyn was elected leader, there was, their words, a fertile ground for people like this to express such views. Has Jeremy Corbyn simply been too lenient, too wide in letting anyone who wants to have their say under freedom of speech have it? And should he now be a lot tougher on these fringe elements attaching themselves to your party and bringing you such vile headlines on a day when I'm sure you've got much more important things that you would like to talk about?
Well, I certainly wish we could drive out any anti-Semite from politics, Piers. It's a great concern for everyone in politics, whether you're on the left and the right. But it's always been there on the fringes. And, you know, if it ends up invading the Labour Party conference space, the discussions I'm having with you on national TV, then that's obviously a bad thing. But what I would say is it is a very small number of people in our society. If they're getting involved in the Labour Party, we want them out. And the Holocaust Educational Trust are right to call this out. And if we've got any evidence that Labour Party members are denying the Holocaust, are behaving, or using anti-Semitism in their politics, then there's no role for them.
Were you happy when you read that the BBC political editor, Laura Kuenssberg, has to have a bodyguard because of all the abuse she's had from Labour people on social media? And secondly, how did you feel when Emily Thornberry made a dig about Boris Johnson and paternity suits? Both of these people would suggest are a little bit nasty.
Well, Piers, I've spoken out in the past about the way that Laura Kuenssberg has been treated. When she was hissed at a Labour Party press event, I publicly commented on it, and I think it's a terrible shame that she has got had to come with personal security, and it does concern me. It seems to me that as a society we're slipping into intolerance. I saw John Prescott angrily shouting at you yesterday on the TV. I'm not sure if that actually helps bring clarity to political discourse, and I hope that Laura can feel safe in the Labour Party again, and I would like to find the opportunity to talk to her about her concerns.
Would you like to see John Prescott have anger management lessons?
Well, he's probably a little long in the tooth for that, working on it, but I don't think there's a lot I can do with him and you on that one, I'm afraid, Piers.
Well, can I just ask about that? What didn't you like? I mean, I thought his language, you know, went a bit far for early morning television, but what didn't you like about what Lord Prescott said? And how does it not help? Because people were divided about that interview.
Oh, well, I only saw it on catch-up, but he was coming on to talk about one subject, and the two of them ended up in a big row. That's obviously there's a personal grudge. And for example, I've come on your show to talk about problem gambling today, and I'm about 7 questions in, and I've not been able to talk about the explosion in gambling addiction in Britain. 430,000 gambling addicts now. That wrecks families and workplaces, people's recreation, and that's what I'm going to be speaking about in my speech later at the conference today.
Well, beautifully done there, Mr. Watson, if you don't mind me saying. You managed to
questions
get
in.
us back on